It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Early season's greetings, NBA fans. I'm Ernie Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Got Shaquille.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. This is the first game in the Warriors road trip. What a start to the season. Quite a story now with 8 consecutive wins, looking very good.
And they're trying for their second win in as many games against these guys. They were able to exploit their advantages the first time around. They're out to prove that that was no fluke.
Exactly, and confidence so big in this league, Greg. You know that. You want to keep that upper hand against teams whenever possible. You can see they've got that look in their eyes. I mean, it's time to get busy and go to work.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Setting the floor for the Warriors. The defensive stalwarts, Green and Bogut, are down low. Thompson is the 2 with Barnes at the 3, and it's Curry in at point guard.
You know, basketball can be a thing of beauty, and the Warriors show just how gorgeous ball movement can be last year. Every possession looked like a well-orchestrated concert. It was incredibly fun to watch. Not so much fun, probably, to coach against.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Allen kicks to Randall. The shot will not go. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. Well, the Warriors did zip the ball around very well last year, Clark. They led the league, as Greg was just talking about, led the league in assists per game. It wasn't even close. Over 27 assists per game as a team.
Yeah, 28 times they had 30 or more assists. In 2014, the team that led in that category was the Spurs. They did it only 16 times.
Wow. And here is Conley after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry. Allen passes to Randall. Just 5 on the clock. Looking to end the run and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
Here's Conley. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Conley into the lane. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin. And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Averaged a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
Grizzlies have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Conley kicks to Gasol. Back to Conley. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Conley's got his 2nd bucket tonight.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999, so it's a rare feat.
Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Dave Yeager. Doris, what do you have to say?
He talked about the impact of a opposing big man Andrew Bogut, saying there just aren't that many 7-footers with his kind of game. A great interior defender first and foremost. We can't get tunnel vision when we attack the rim. He's got size and strength, and we can't allow him to bully us for offensive rebounds. Let's see if they can keep Bogut from having a big game, guys.
All right, Doris. And here is Gasol after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson. A nice shot by Gasol.
They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
And, you know, looking at Andrew Bogut, he's been one of the game's best centers. I mean, obviously injuries have saddled him a little bit over the years, but he's made it through 67 games each of the past 2 seasons.
And the second free throw, good. Well, going back to Bogut when he's healthy, he's a very difficult matchup for any opponent. One of the great rebounders and defenders certainly in this game now. He also, though, gives you points from the blocks and with timely putbacks.
You know, he's become an unsung hero in a sense. Not the flashy guy who entered the league, but more of a very talented lunch pail kind of guy who simply wants to do his part.
And here is Conley and Drew Bogut getting it to go from deep. And it's Conley penetrating. Knocked loose and stolen by Barnes. Outside Curry takes the three, and another three for Golden State.
The defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win, because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
Now here's Barnes. Randolph a screen. Shot clock at 6. Conley inside the line, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Grizzlies with some changes. Brandon Wright's checked in for Randolph. Lance Stevenson comes in for Barnes, and it's Carter in for Tony Allen. And then for Golden State, Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Harrison Barnes, and it's Livingston in for Curry. And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Warriors.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum. And the lead continues to increase. They are just playing flawless basketball at both ends.
Greg, I can't identify an area where this team has underperformed. I mean, they've been 5-star in every category.
Gasol. The Grizzlies with another miss. Warriors leading by 15. Last season, Memphis fell late and would end up with the 5th seed in the NBA playoffs. Only one of 2 teams to make the playoffs each of the last 5 seasons, along with the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, and they were a team that nobody wanted to play. Memphis drew Portland in that first round, and even though they were the 5th seed, they had home court advantage.
You know, guys, Memphis waltzed through the first round against Portland. The second round, a lot tougher against Golden State. They went up 2-1 in that series, but couldn't hold on to that lead.
And so it's Memphis with it. It's an 18-point game. And it's Stevenson missing.
And guys, Memphis would lose 2 of their 3 games at home against Golden State. So things got tough with the Conley injury and missing Tony Allen as well. But they did put up a good fight, ultimately, though, falling in 6 games to the Warriors.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball, following the score by Golden State. Wright with a screen on Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. Stevenson with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up, and it's Stevenson missing.
Not too much congestion in the lane. I think he could have gotten a better shot that time, no question.
The shot by Speights, nobody around. Another three for Golden State.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
And it's Conley penetrating. He trains the quick shot. Conley's got 6.
And really smart to draw his man out to the perimeter. He's giving up too much size to be effective inside.
Showed nice basketball IQ. I agree, Greg. I mean, if he finds his spot on the perimeter and doesn't force it, I think his outside shot will be hard to block no matter who's defending him.
And here's Carter after the three-pointer from Andre Iguodala. And it's Wright missing.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
That's good.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
Here is Stevenson after the made shot from Klay Thompson. Conley dishes to Wright. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Great open look there. And that's now 8 points for Klay Thompson.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Carter against Thompson. Now here is Conley. He's covered closely and finished off by Gasol.
Go ahead and just hammer it all, why don't you?
He might not be the athlete that some of the other big men are in this league, but my goodness, he still knows how to finish.
Well, he doesn't count on elevation or hang time, that's for sure, but he can still get it in the basket.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. And the Grizzlies, a team that's dealt with their share of tough playoff losses. But, you know, you talked to point guard Mike Conley, and as he told us before the game, he still feels a championship is within reach.
We feel like we're a team that's had to go through a lot of adversity. We've been through a lot of things that's set us back. You know, we feel like we can be just as good as anybody else, and why not us?
One big reason why not them is what happened to Conley. Greg, losing him in the playoffs last year was the biggest adversity they went through. Can you make a case that it just made them tougher, or did it really take something out of them?
You know, Kevin, it's really hard to say. A tough break, obviously, losing Mike, and I mean that literally as well. But their problems did set them back, and maybe they can be just as good as anybody else, but until they are, they're going to have some issues.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Warriors, this has been the game they wanted to have.
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
So on the floor for Golden State to begin this second quarter. Barnes and Green are the forward set. Barbosa is out there with Curry. And it's Ezeli in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And, guys, you talk about ascendant stars in the NBA. None brighter than Steph Curry, the leading vote getter for the All-Star game a season ago. But what I love, he doesn't let it go to his head. I mean, he remains grounded and focused on winning.
Andrew Bogut checked in for Golden State. Barnes sets a screen for Conley. Anderson a screen on Curry. Conley the pass to Anderson. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Boy, Chris Anderson, certainly one of the more colorful players we have in the league. Kind of took over where Dennis Rodman left off. A high-energy forward who can rebound and defend. And he's got a tattoo parlor going on, too.
And talking about Chris Anderson, he was actually out of the league for a couple years, reinstated back in 2008, and apparently the time off helped. He finished second in the league in blocked shots going back to that season.
And Kevin, the thing I remember most about Chris Anderson, the 2005 NBA Slam Dunk Contest. He unsuccessfully tried the same dunk 8 times. Count them, 8.
Last outing for Golden State, they won that game against Detroit.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
And it's Conley penetrating. Can't capitalize on the good screen. Barbosa with it. Guarded now by Barnes. With the shot. That's tipped. Conley with it. He picked up 27 points in their last win against the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that one.
Now the Warriors moving it up. On up the court. That drops. And 12 points for Steph Curry.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Now a timeout called by Memphis. It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
And the Warriors making a change here. Rush is checked in.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Now here's Allen. Top of the key, Conley. Nice jump shot from the top of the key. Conley's got 8.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through. Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Allen outside. The pass to Barnes. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. Conley's shot is off.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
Anderson outside. Curry brings the double, and Anderson kicks to Conley. There's the pick. Back to Anderson. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
And, guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. So Memphis going with almost an entire new group here. Marc Gasol's checked in for Anderson. Wright comes in for Zach Randolph. Lance Stephenson's checked in for Matt Barnes. And it's Carter in for Allen. Different look here for the Warriors. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Barnes. Klay Thompson, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. And Ian Clark subbed in for Steph Curry.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Stolen by Michael Conley. Soft touch off the glass. Conley's got 10.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Memphis has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Stevenson outside. Wright sets a screen for Stevenson. Wright outside. Thompson against Carter. Right, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish. And guys, Andre Iguodala entered this league as an athlete with raw skills. And bit by bit, though, he refined his game over the years, except in the one category, free throw shooting. In that one area, he was much better over the first 5 years of his career than he has been the last 5.
Stevenson against Thompson. A wide open look for Gasol. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. With this break, let's show you the teams that led the league in assists last year. The Warriors, number 1.
Kevin, this squad had some great passers. I'm talking about outstanding passers, creative, effective, versatile. I mean, they really knew how to find the right moment last year to get the ball to an open teammate. And that's the key to having assists and leading the league in that category, finding open teammates for good shots.
And the Warriors with some changes. Green comes in for Brandon Rush, and Curry subbed in for Ian Clark. .143 left to play here in the second quarter. Curry. Look at that shot!
Oh, my goodness.
How did that... Go in!
How about that?
Oh! Carter up top. That one falls. His second basket of the game. He's now 2 for 3.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Well, despite that possession, something that I've liked is they've been under control while getting out in this lead. They've kept those turnovers down.
They set the pick. Curry brings the double. Stevenson kicks to Gasol. Here's Wright. Warriors with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Stevenson dishes to Wright. Memphis moving that ball around. Gasol trying to free himself up. Offensive rebound. Golden State's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Curry with it. And it's Carter picking him up. Curry can't get it.